Alright, welcome to the speed build for the Shuttle Tycoon 2. This one is from 1995, and it is basically exactly as old as I am. And that is wild to me. I really like that this has a plane with it, and I think that'll be really fun to see and build, honestly, so I'm looking forward to that. And of course, always, as per always with these, I'm looking forward to seeing the shuttle and how it compares, especially to the older shuttles, and just the building techniques for it and such. And I really, really like that chrome gold helmet visor piece for the astronaut. I think that's a very nice touch. I think that's really nice. And yeah, this looks like a fun set to play with, fun set to build, so with that, let's get to the sorted pieces with a snap, and then to my thoughts / review on this. I'm sure you know how the buttons work down there by now, so do click them as you please. Here we go. Alright, and it is done. I think this is just a very fun, cute little build. The airplane is definitely super fun. Obviously, it's not got the most amount of interior space you could possibly imagine, but I mean, it's got some, so that's not horrible. I think there's more under here if you really wanted to, but that's really hard to get to, I guess. So this is really the accessible interior space, and I think down in here is, I guess, where you would put a passenger if you really wanted to make it a passenger plane, but honestly, it's not really meant to be that. So I think that's kind of acceptable, just having a little bit of that space just be pointless. And of course, you got all of the drawers, and you're meant to put all the little tools and stuff in the drawers, and just in case you need to fix something, I guess, after you land and something rattled in the spaceship upon transportation. But yeah, and of course you can hook this up to this and grab the lovely airplane by doing that and drive it around, of course. I think that's kind of fantastic, actually. And yeah, I mean, I actually kind of really like. So moving to the shuttle, and also just really quick, this car is kind of lame, but I mean, it makes sense for what it is. It doesn't need to be anything crazy, though I think making the engine a little bit bigger would have made sense, because it's pulling, I don't know, a couple tons worth of machinery. It makes sense to make the engine maybe a little bit bigger, but the rest of it kind of just makes sense. It's just a pull car. Anyway, this, of course, has another satellite with your little arm. Oops. Another satellite with your little arm to deploy it, of course, and it has the little oxygen tank for the astronaut. And again, I absolutely love the astronaut's little chrome gold visor piece there on the helmet. Other than that, the figures are pretty much the same. I mean, obviously this guy's got like a white torso thing that's a little different, but other than that, nothing too special about the minifigures. But of course that chrome gold visor piece is very special to me. And yeah, I genuinely kind of like this. I think it's a really nice little set of its own. I think this would be a nice one for LEGO to do a 3-in-1 set in the future. Honestly, something like this with a plane and a spaceship as the main build, and then you have, I don't know, 2 other builds that have something to do with space. I think that could be a really cool 3-in-1 and a much more creative 3-in-1 than just another shuttle on its own, like they previously did. Or like the most recent one, which is just a shuttle on its own that can be turned into some other space stuff, like the lunar lander and stuff like that. But yeah, this is really cool. I like this, and I really wish LEGO would kind of start looking back at some of their other stuff and upgrading some of these things to be modernized. I really want a modernized version of this because it could be really cool, and just a little bit bigger version of it would be, yeah, that would be amazing. And I know they won't do it anytime soon because this shuttle's not really something that gets transported, but yeah, I mean, I love the idea of these sets, and if they're still gonna make shuttles, they might as well make them cool and add more stuff to them. So with that, I give this set a solid 4 out of 5, just because I can't really downgrade it too much. It's got the stickers over pieces. I can't give it a 5 out of 5 for that, honestly. Even for an old set, it's really just not something you really want to deal with. But 4 out of 5, not 5 out of 5 because stickers over pieces. Very nostalgic, very fun for me. And yeah, if you can get this at a reasonable price, honestly. The airplane is really fun to build, the spaceship is really fun to build, the car's there. And as a whole, it makes sense, and it's really just kind of a fun set to play with, honestly. It's a playable set. And yeah, that alone makes it worth it to me. So yeah, with that, I'm sure you know how the buttons work down there again by now, so do click them as you please. Thanks again for watching. Mr. HiYodaPanda, out.